Welcome, my name is Susan Andrea. I'm a nurse practitioner in Brockton, Massachusetts. We're here today at Whitman Wellness Center in Whitman, Massachusetts, and we're going to go through some beginner yoga, helping the healers. So I'd like to break this up into 20-minute segments. So we're going to do chair yoga first, and then we're going to follow that with a wall yoga, and then we're going to come down onto the mat. So now as we begin our chair yoga class, I have a very simple foldable chair here. You can use a dining room chair or a kitchen chair or even a chair at work. And what we usually start with by sliding our buttocks forward so that we're sitting in the front part of the chair, and we place our feet firmly on the floor or mat. And we just take a quick look to make sure that our knees are in front of our hips and our ankles are below our knees and our toes are in front of our ankles. And placing our hands on the tops of our thighs, we just line up our shoulders above our hips and our elbows are alongside our body. And we can flip our palms up towards the heavens, the ceiling, and we just make sure that our head is reaching for the sky. Double checking just to make sure our back is nice and long and our chin is slightly tipped. And this is how we begin our yoga class, by quietly taking our little assessment of our body, seeing how we're doing, and just going inside and being aware of our body and how it functions. Never judging, no ego. So as we move through the practice, I invite you to move with me, but be modifying your positions based on your body. So we'll start our practice by just closing your eyes and noticing your breath. And a good way of noticing breath is breathing in for the count of 4, holding it for the count of 2, and then allowing the breath to come out for the count of 4. So closing your eyes, if that's too much, just gaze out into space at nothing in particular, or gaze off the tip of your nose. And with your eyes closed, just go inside and count that breath in very slowly, holding it for 2, and allowing it to come out for 4 or more. Quieting the mind down is one of the most important things when we begin our yoga class, because you're going to need your breath throughout the class. Yoga is the union of the breath with the movement. So as we breathe, we'll be breathing in, and then we'll be breathing out as we go into the pose. So palms up to the heavens, just to collect all the positive energy out there and start to go inside. And it's a form of meditation. And noticing where your jaw is, allowing your mouth to slightly open so you're not clenching or grasping. Starting to listen to the workings of the body, the orchestration I call it, the heartbeat, gurgles, noises, and just noticing that breath. And we'll do this for a few more breaths, and you can do this much longer on your own. When you start to pay attention to the breath, that quiets that mind down. And being aware of your spine nice and tall, we're just going to start to turn our palms on top of our thighs and take a breath in as you lift the shoulders up towards your ears and roll the shoulders back and down. And we'll do this one more time. Breath in, exhale as you roll the shoulders back. And now allow the fingertips to come down to the ground and just dangle them and wiggle them around, and then turn your palms away from you and lift those palms up towards each other above your head. And then take a breath in as you lift those fingertips towards the sky, and as you exhale, turn the palms away and down. We call this our sunshine breath. So we'll do this 2 more times. Take a breath in, and then exhale as you allow the breath to come out. Another breath. And then exhale as the breath comes down, bringing the palms back on top of the top thighs, and just pausing for a moment. And with your next breath in, as you exhale, start to twist to the right. Place the left hand outside the right thigh and the right hand behind you, and start to twist and look over the right shoulder. And just notice that both shoulders are trying to hike up a little bit, but allow them to come down. Another breath in, and exhale forward. Pause. Line things back up again. If you notice that you might have gotten off alignment, take a breath. Exhale, other side. So you're just twisting, you're wringing out the insides. So these are things that you could be doing if you're at work or behind a desk. Take a breath in, come forward. And now we come into our cat-cows. Hands are on the top thighs. Take a breath in as you slide the hands down the thighs, elbows back, and arch and look up. This is a cow, so it's a beautiful heart opener. And as you exhale, you slide your hands down, straighten your elbows, hands in front of your knees, and just collapse the spine and look at your legs. Breath in, another cow. Exhale as you come into your cat. So this keeps the spine mobile. If you've been standing or leaning over a desk all day long or caretaking for people, your spine and your shoulders get very sore. So we'll just do one more. It helps this up in the shoulder area and the neck. And we'll come back up, and this time we're moving right into our goddess arms. Our elbows are high, same height as our shoulders, and we breathe in. As we breathe in, we take our elbows and hands and bring them back so we can look up, opening the front of our chest, tightening the upper back. And then exhaling as we bring our elbows together in front of our face. 2 more times. Breath in, look up. Exhale, look straight ahead. 1 more time. Breath in. Exhale. Allowing your hands to come back on top of your thighs. Just notice your shoulders are soft. As you take a breath in, I'd like you to take an exhale as you look over your right shoulder. So working all day in the office, taking care of patients, taking care of computer, lab work, etc., we get very tight in the upper neck area. Take a breath in as you come forward, exhale, other side. Our neck hurts, our upper shoulders hurt, our upper back hurts. Our shoulders tend to curl forward. Take a breath in as you come forward, exhale, chin to chest. Especially in the back neck, it's very tight. That's the trapezius muscle. Take a breath as you come back up, and keep on going as you look towards the ceiling, trying not to collapse in the back of your neck. What might be helpful as you look straight ahead again, if you take your fingertips and place them behind the back of your neck, so when you do look up, you're using the fingers to support the back of the neck, because you feel like your head just wants to roll down the back neck. And then as you come forward, drop the chin to chest and move the fingertips on top of the head to act as a little weight. And that helps take a little extra pressure off the neck. Breath in as you come up and come back to your original pose. Another breath. Exhale the right ear to the right shoulder. Drop the left arm down and kind of pendulum it on either side. And then take your right hand and bring it up on top of your left ear, just to act as a weight. Again, it helps release the side neck. If you'd like to play around with this, you can take your thumb and point it away from you and maybe lift the arm out and bring it back again. That helps loosen up the shoulder, upper arm, as well as neck muscles. And then come back again and release. Come back into the original pose. Take a breath. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Right hand just pendulums down like we did on the other sides. We always repeat both sides, even Steven. And then we'll take that left hand, bring it up, and allow the neck to open up more. And again, play around with that hand, bringing the thumb outside, lifting, And again, pendulum. And then when you feel like you've had enough of this, usually about 3, 4, 5 times, take a breath in, release, come back. And now we're going to move into our hands that get so tired, working all day, writing, typing, on the computer. Take our palms and bring them together and pretend our arms are on the top of a table. Take your right fingers and press them into the left. And stay there for about 2, 3 breaths. And then you can come back up again, and now other side. Come back up, intertwine, and bring the palms in front of your body. And reach, and bring the palms up to the ceiling, reaching. And then release, and then come back to the center. Take your right palm, it's like a stop sign. Take your left fingers and press them back so that your fingertips are going towards your gaze. Release and then drop your fingers down and press on the top of your hand. And you'll feel that little tenderness on the top hand. Release, circle rolls with your wrist. And now left hand. Another stop sign, right fingers, just press back on those left fingers. And then release and bring them down, again, as we did the other side, and just press on the top. Release and just make some circles with those wrists, and maybe open and make some fists. And then just twirl your fingers around. And then when you drop your arms down, just pendulum and make some circles. So we use a lot of our upper body in work, and we get very tired, and when we get tired, we get weak in certain areas, and we start to ache. We go home with neck aches, headaches, and that's why it's important to do all of the body. And now we're going to start by coming into the lower body. So you're sitting in a chair feeling very tight in your hips and in your thighs. You can lift up that knee and just do some circles in each direction. And try the knee. And you can do these as long as you feel they're helping and comfortable. And don't forget the ankle. And then you can bring the knee to your chest a few times. If you have room where you are, you can kick out. And you can come into what we call our seated pigeon. Wonderful for sciatic, piriformis, those conditions where you get that radiating pain down the buttock, back leg. Seated pigeon. And if you can't bring your ankle on top of your thigh, you could always have a Kleenex box or a block or a book down below where you can place your foot like this. And from here, nice tall back, you take a breath and you just lean forward and look at the ground, look at the toes, and pressing into the inside of the right thigh. You'll feel a nice little stretch in that outer right hip. And when you come back up again, you can bring your hands, you can stay there and repeat this as many times as you feel necessary. Take a deep breath as you lift the other, and again, circles. Circles with your knee and with your ankle and toes. And again, bringing the knee to the chest. And if you have room again, just kicking. And then bringing that ankle up on top of that thigh. As we did with the one side, you'll notice that one side's tighter. You might not be able to lean forward. You can just stay right here if that feels good enough. Take a breath and lean forward if you'd like. So that nice thing about yoga, there's so many different levels and stages and modifications, so you can go where your body can, and eventually in time you may be able to go further. And then coming back up, this is a very useful physical therapy uses this pose. Everyone does. It's just so good. You can do it on the floor. And then placing your feet down and just lengthening your legs out. So you're in work and you're just feeling very, very tight in those hips. So just coming up. Another really nifty core pose that I even use in my work when I'm at the desk doing computer work is when you're sitting up nice and tall and you're trying to get the lower belly, the abdominal muscles, the core we talk about that strengthens the back. Just lifting up the knee 1 inch, each knee, you'll feel the lower abdomen working. And then after doing so many of these, you can lift even higher. And then you can even lean back a few times. Back this way, come forward. This is all for the core. And we all need that because that supports our back. So these are some of the wonderful chair poses that you could be doing during the day that just help the body. And I'll just throw in one side pose before we end our chair yoga sequence here. Holding on to the side of the chair with the left hand, you can take your right fingertips to the floor, turn your palm away, sweep up the fingertips to the ceiling, and then lean over to the left side. This is really nice if you're feeling tight in the shoulders and the arms and that whole waist area. You just want to give your body that nice big stretch. Fingertips to the ceiling, come back over. Coming back, and maybe bringing the hands behind you and place them on your low back. Make them nice and big like mitts, baseball mitts, and press your belly forward and look up. And then as you come forward, you can just curl your spine a little bit more if you feel like it just needs another stretch. And do this again. Nice big stretch. And then come back. And as we end this 20-minute segment here, we'll come back into our breath, which helps the most, helps quiet the mind, keeps all of the hormones, the cortisols and stress hormones, adrenals, quiet. So start coming back to the original breath of counting 4 in, hold for 2, and allow it to come out, maybe 4, maybe extend it to 6. And notice the lining up of the body, shoulders over hips. And this is something that you can do all day long, especially during your very stressful day. Just sitting down in a corner somewhere or just behind your desk and closing your eyes for a few minutes just to create that calmness. And during yoga, always remember if you're feeling like you need to move, you do. So you just kind of maybe go side to side while you're sitting there. You might feel like you need to reposition. Absolutely.